We're at the Last Supper. I think we got it beat, Derek. I don't know. You know? I might have to run over to Washington's while you're doing a piano solo and pop back a few Herraduras. What can I tell you? I made a record called Love It to Life. I took the title of the record from a ticket that Joe Strummer from The Clash, that guided people, you know, with the teeth and the red shirt, rest his soul, that he signed on a ticket. I went to see the Pogues when I was a kid, and Shane MacGowan couldn't make it into the country for some reason. He had too many sodas. I don't know. And we were at the Beacon Theater in New York, and Joe Strummer had to fill in for Shane. And I gotta tell you, I shit you not, people were booing Joe and yelling for Shane. That's, you know, well, Shane was born on Christmas, and this is before Joe was a saint. You have to die, you know. So Joe was still alive. He wasn't as popular as he is now. They don't paint them on the side of bars until you're a dead man. So I got this little autograph, and it stayed on a ticket in the draw, you know. And when I was looking for a title for this record, the St. Mark's Social record, this particular ticket came about, and I was like, it kind of fit into this PMA thing. Are you familiar with the PMA bit that I talk about? Positive mental attitude. You don't have to applaud, you know, this isn't I'm going to come out here, motivational speaker. You know, Jesse Malin with the crooked hat and the weird guitar with the stickers, and he says PMA, and then he drinks, you know. It's positive, but it has a dark side. Anyway, so when I was writing this record, or maybe just before, I had been in LA. I'd been on a long American tour with a jam rock band called Blues Traveler. Really nice people. They took me out, and they had harmonica solos up the yin yang, and it was a hippie scene. I fit right in. I mean, I wasn't wearing Crocs, but you know, I tried to loosen up. We sang a Steve Miller song, I promise you. And by the end of the tour, we ended up in California, like a lot of good hippies do, even though they're East Coast band. And I finished my show in, I forget the place, somewhere, I don't know, I can't remember this place. And I'm out with Harry. Harry's my stage manager sometimes, who's a long-haired guy. He's like the last man to leave Woodstock all 3 times. And I finished the show, and I'm kind of just ready to go back to New York. And he comes in, it's the LA Hollywood show. He says, Jesse, there's a guy out there from the movies. And Harry's very nice. I'm like, okay, we're in LA, everybody's from the movies. He has a business card. Well, okay. So he comes in, and he says, you know, I was up the other night, I'm a writer, and I had a moment with myself. I'm like, well, I had that too, and I didn't even go to college. And he said, you know, a video came on of you and Bruce, and this song wrote Broken Radio, and I had a moment. I said, oh, wow, you're worse than the groupies in England. He said, I'm working on a film, and I'm a serious, you know, screenwriter. I did Shaft and Armageddon and all these things, and I figured this is LA bullshit, and I'd like you to write a song for the film. So I said, okay, yeah. I take his card, I shake his hand, I drink a few more tequilas, and I go back to my hotel, the Best Western on Franklin. It wasn't the best, but it was out west, you know. And I'm sitting around the hotel, you know, it wasn't the most wild night with the Blues Traveler tour, good people, good thing, and I decide to look up this guy. What the hell? I get on the Google box, IMDb, who the fuck are you? And there he is. He wrote all these movies, these blockbusters. Not my, you know, Jim Jarmusch, but, you know, whatever. And so, all right, I call my manager up. I'm like, ooh, there might be something here. And they get me in touch with this guy, and then he calls me in New York, and he said, I'm doing this film on J.D. Salinger. It's a documentary, and I want you to write the song. So I had seen the, you know, movie President's Men, All the President's Men, and I know about research. I'm a writer. So me and my friend Damien, we found out, this is when Salinger was still alive, we'd go, it was only 3 hours away from New York, up to New Hampshire to get like a glimpse of the guy. And we drove up there, we found his house, and we started looking around, you know, trying to like maybe look in the windows. We went around the yard, and the cops pulled up behind us. Next thing you know, I'm at a police station in New Hampshire, and these guys are very angry and very serious. And, you know, Salinger was like 90 at the time. They're like, this guy's an old man, don't you know? What are you snooping around? And I said, I'm an artist. I'm doing the research. So they looked me up on the Google box, and they saw the video with Springsteen, the Broken Radio. They said, oh, wow. I said, yeah. And it was like a scene out of Mel Brooks. We're very sorry. We promise not to do it ever again. I was picturing, you know, I've been to jail in New York But up there, it was like Blair Witch meets Deliverance, and they were nice people. They let us go. I went back home and I started to read up more on all the stuff that this director and the screenwriter kept sending me. And Salinger would pass away not too long after this. I didn't get to meet him or even see him through the window like a peeping Tom from New York. And there was a funny thing I'd read, that when he was into some gal, like he'd see some younger girl on TV, and he'd write letters. He'd write these letters. He didn't have like the dating thing or Grindr or, Tinder. He just would write letters, and you get a letter from Salinger, and girls were stoked, even if they were like 22. So I looked at those letters as like his little arrows, and I wrote this song. It ended up on Love It to Life, and it's called The Archer. It goes out to Drew Ekman. Over the cuckoo's nest, sometimes a great notion, I've seen the best, moving round in a locomotion. My, she's so pretty, only girl from New York City. She's the catalyst, one girl I never got over. Stupid Cupid missed 6 shots and I felt like a soldier. Jesus, give them, save us, photographs and how they blame us. It was a long time ago when I let that arrow go. Maybe unconditional in the body and the soul. Having no remorse, I'd gladly give up my kingdom, paper for a horse, and ride away from here to oblivion. All this been a mystery, I often wonder if you miss me. It was a long time ago when I let that arrow go. Maybe unconditional in the body and the soul. About 100 drinks ago in a business they call show. Buddy, you can pay for the leaving. I've been down on wounded knees. The kids are asking, please, to forget her. Something you can trust, my own faithful companion, like the two of us. The universe is surely expanding. It was a long time ago